Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking about a new Gladiator Beast fusion monster that is going to be released in Primal Origins. This is a TCG exclusive, so we're going to be playing it first. It's called Gladiator Beast Nerokius. It's a level 8 winged beast monster. It requires 3 glads to make. It is a 2800 attack, 1900 defense. Its effect reads, must be first special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above card you control onto the deck. You do not use Polymerization, so you basically just contact fusion it, just like you do with Herc or Gyzarus or whatever. Cannot be destroyed by battle if this card attacks or is attacked. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. At the end of the battle phase, if this card was attacked, you can shuffle it into the extra deck, special summon 2 glads from your deck, and they can be any glads you want. So, wow. I just realized in main phase 2 you can go into Gyzarus. Well, that's pretty sick. Hell, now that I think about it, you could even summon Felgrand if you ran double Augusto. So, man, there's a lot of nice combos to do with this card. Alright, so obviously there's some good here with Nero, but I'm not quite sure if it's enough to justify using 3 monsters on. It can't be destroyed by battle, and that's really cool because it'd be super lame if somebody ran Blaster into it and, you know, they could just summon Blaster next turn, or God forbid, Colossal Fighter, they just get Colossal back and attack you directly. And, it does shut off all effects that are going to be used in the damage step when it attacks, or, when it battles at all. So, there's no Mirror Force or D-Prison that can be used on this guy, at least not when it attacks. If you have a bunch of monsters and they use Mirror Force on another monster, well, then you're just fucked. And I guess, I could mention Honest and Crane and Lance as other cards that your opponent can't do, but considering none of those things are even going to kill this guy, it seems almost redundant to bring that up. It also means that if you run over recruiters, things like Lindy or Ice and Firehand, Reborn Tengu, we all know everybody loves playing Mermills. Everybody wants to try out the Ice Hands and all of that shit. None of those cards are going to trigger. They all trigger during the damage step, so they'll just be poof, no effects. And then you also have like those just completely random effects like Grand Mole and the new Shadow fusion monster, the big one, the one that when it attacks, it gets to blow something up. So none of those cards will work. So this card does offer, it offers some convenience as far as just running over monsters that will see, a lot of play. It can also tag out, which Herc couldn't do, and that's one thing that gives this card another level of playability, because you just wouldn't want it sitting on board so that your opponent could dark hole it, and then you just be like, fuck, I just lost, I just lost 3 monsters, essentially. I do find myself wishing that Nero had more protection. Like, how come Bells is easier to summon, but offers twice as much inherent protection, and it comes with better stats? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I think that Nero should have been, it can't be destroyed by battle or effects, and this is just going to sound completely crazy, so guys, just bear with me as I just give you this ridiculous idea. It should have been something like, it can tag into monsters from the extra deck, like Glad Beast monsters. Like, that shit would have been raw as fuck, right? Okay, maybe that'd been a little too crazy. I'm looking for a reason for me to summon this guy instead of going into Xyz, you know what I mean? Like something incredible, because if you summon this guy and then you just fall into a bottomless, it's like, okay, I guess I just lose. Or are you just going to not summon it if your opponent has back row? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So overall, I think that you kind of have to run one, because there's going to be a ton of situations where this guy is going to be helpful, especially if you don't have Lance or Chariot, but you need to either get in for some damage or your opponent has something like Lindy on board. I'd rather make this and try and attack than use something like Abyss Dweller, because this guy actually can tag out. I can go into Felgrand during my main phase 2, and that gives me just a really good play. And I think that with Soul Charge being a thing in the game right now, it's probably going to be easiest to summon right here and now. But moving forward, I don't know about that. You need 3 monsters to summon this guy, and pretty much any deck can do 3 monsters on board right now, because we're all going spam ham Soul Charge. So, I wish that the card had a little more protection, but you cannot question the combos with this card. Main phase 2, Felgrand, main phase 2, Gyzarus, those are some real fucking plays. Those are powerful as hell. So I think that this card does have a spot in the Glad Beast deck. Moving forward, not sure about it. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, as always. Subscribing makes life happy.